Hello and welcome to another great video from Computer Tutor. In this video I'll show you the simple steps on how to set up parental controls on iPad. Have you ever given someone your iPhone or iPad to do something like play a game or search the internet, only to sit and watch them like a hawk in case they delete something accidentally, or worse, find something you wish they hadn't? Or do you just want to lock the iPad to a single app like a sign-in system or a control interface that looks after the Sonos music system, for example? Watch this video to the end and I'll show you how to set up parental controls on iPad. Guided access mode, kiosk mode or parental controls. In principle, they're all the same thing. Let's have a look and see how to set it up. To set iPad to guided access mode, power the iPad on and go to Settings, then tap Accessibility. On previous versions of the iOS, it used to be listed under the General tab, but in recent versions, Accessibility has got its own top level tab. And it's probably worth me mentioning that I'm currently using iOS 13.4. So within Accessibility, scroll down to the bottom and tap Guided Access. Tap the toggle to enable the Guided Access feature. Congratulations, you've just enabled Guided Access. Now, to be able to use the Guided Access mode and set the screen lock time for a specific app, tap the Display Auto Lock feature within the Guided Access section. Note that this is not the auto lock that determines when to lock the iPad itself. This just dims the screen and puts the iPad to sleep after a set duration of inactivity. If we leave this set to default, the Guided Access will use the timeout which is set for the regular auto lock of the iPad. If the iPad is, say, attached to the wall outside a meeting room, which manages the bookings for the room, you might want to have this illuminated all the time, in which case set the Display Auto Lock to Never. This means that the iPad will stay on indefinitely, power permitting of course. If on the other hand, the purpose is to let the kids play on a game, or surf the net, or maybe use the iPad to control the Sonos music system, I'd be more inclined to set the Display Auto Lock to 30 seconds. What this means is that when, and only when, the Guided Access on iPad is active, the iPad screen will turn off after 30 seconds, and when you try to use it, you're not prompted to unlock the iPad, because the iPad is not locked, it's in sleep mode. Yet the iPad still remains locked to the single app. We've now configured the Guided Access feature. It just needs to be activated, so let's do this now. If you're not already there, press the Home button to go to the main screen. For this demonstration, I'm going to lock the iPad so that only Safari can be used. The first step is to open the app you want to lock, so I will open the Safari app. Now we need to enable the Guided Access mode. To do this, triple click on the Home button. That is 3 rapid clicks. If the app you are trying to lock suddenly closes, it's because you didn't press the Home button fast enough. Just reopen the app and try again. For those who have difficulty with the rapid triple clicking of the Home button, I will explain how to alter the speed of the multi-clicking feature later in this video. When you first activate the Guided Access feature, you will see banners appear at the top and bottom of the screen. Once the Guided Access feature has been enabled, these banners will not appear again when starting the Guided Access. However, they do appear when exiting the Guided Access mode. First thing to note is that in the middle of the bottom banner, there is a message about disabling areas of the screen. So while the banners are visible, draw circles on the screen with your finger to disable those sections. I'll disable the sign in button in this example so nobody can sign into Google. Also on the bottom banner there is an options button where you can set features which can be enabled or disabled while guided access on iPad is active. One of these features is the time limit. This is a great idea when the kids must share, because once the time limit has ended, the app locks and the passcode is needed to re-enable the app. On the top banner you can click Cancel to quit or Start to enable the guided access feature. Now I don't want to quit just yet, so I'm going to click Start. Now I'm prompted to enter a 6-digit PIN. This PIN is the code which will be used to turn the guided access mode on and off. It is not the main passcode used to unlock the iPad. As I've already mentioned, while the guided access on iPad is active, the passcode to unlock the iPad is not required because the iPad is never locked, it just goes to sleep. Once the 6-digit PIN is entered, a notification appears to say that the guided access has started. Although you can still see what's behind the greyed out section, the user is unable to interact with that section of the screen because the screen touch function for that area is now disabled. When I now click the home button and try to close the application, a banner is displayed at the top of the screen to notify that the iPad is in guided access mode. So technically, this iPad is now just a very expensive internet browser. To exit the guided access mode, triple click the home button and enter the 6-digit PIN. And click End. One thing to be aware of is that if you enter the PIN incorrectly, there is a time delay of 10 seconds before you can re-enter the PIN. If you enter the PIN incorrectly a second time, this delay is increased to 60 seconds, and then the delay will be increased to 180 seconds for each subsequent incorrect PIN. If you forget the PIN and the iPad is stuck in guided access mode, well, that's material for another video. When you enter the correct PIN to disable the guided access, you will be notified on screen with a message saying guided access ended. You now have an unrestricted iPad again. For those who have difficulty with the rapid triple clicking of the home button, here's how to alter the speed of the multi-clicking feature. If you're not already there, press the home button once to return to the home screen. Go into Settings and tap Accessibility. Now tap the home button menu item, not the home button itself. Here you can change the click speed. When you make a change, the chosen selection will flash, indicating the speed that the iPad expects you to be able to multi-click. If you need to reset the 6-digit PIN, which you set to enable or disable guided access mode, click the home button and go into Settings. Tap on Accessibility, scroll down to the bottom and tap Guided Access. Then tap Passcode Settings. Now tap Set Guided Access Passcode. Enter your 6-digit PIN, then re-enter the same PIN to confirm. Again, just to be clear, this is not the passcode which unlocks the iPad. This passcode just enables or disables the guided access feature. If you found this video informative, give us a thumbs up and click that like button. Any comments or questions, please put them in the comment section, and if you click that subscribe button, you'll be amongst the first to know when I release any future videos. Until next time, thank you for watching. You can also follow me on any of these social media platforms.